You live in a gated community.
It's called a gated community.
To me, the gay community has started to become bullies.
Have you ever thought how your life might be different if you were gay?
Racism is alive and well in the gay community.
I just want us to have an open conversation, white, black, Hispanic, Asian, anybody. I want this to be a safe space for everyone.
Lord, I think I done pulled into I was gonna say I done pulled into somebody's gated community.
Gay community as us is a trans community.
Who is having that conversation?
First of all, I'm over it. You guys have been begging me, harassing me, hounding me, pressuring me to come from behind the microphone and onto video. So here I am. And here you are. And we also have Dr. Dominick Bailey.
Also, real quick, how loud are we? Because you're doing the audio, right? We're pretty good.
All around bad bitch. He's already helped plenty connect the dots to. Can you say it?
www.DrDomBomb, DrDomBomb.com. So yeah, my voice can get louder.
Which is fine. So like just you don't have to go too loud with the mics.
Yeah, of course, right.
Projecting is always fine anytime that if you need to push it away.
All right, y'all ready? We do it again. Here we go.
He runs his own brand, Dr. DomBomb's Full Spectrum Wellness.
Please get the name right. Dr. DomBomb's.
I'm going to repeat that. Dr. DomBomb's Full Spectrum Wellness. Okay.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Gated Community Podcast. Today, I have a very special guest on the couch with me. His name is Dominick, but you can call him Dr. DomBomb. I have a little bit about him here that I'm going to read to you. So, Dominick Dr. DomBomb Bailey is a dynamic individual with many talents. He's a clinically trained pharmacist, accomplished dancer, former Division I athlete, and an all-around creative now based in Brooklyn, New York. We met during his stint in LA, and we were immediate friends with kindred spirits. We improvising tonight.
All right, so it's been a while.
What is it?
It's been a while since
What was
we've seen
it?
y'all, so
Where is it?
it's been a minute. We
Who
out
is
here
it?
in Highland Park.
Who wants it? Where is it?
We out here in Highland
What
Park.
was it?
We out here.
We was waiting in the crowd. And now we walking. I don't even want to make it on
Not bad.
Yeah, I'm furious.
So we out here.
Wait, can you say that again?
We out here. We out. What?
Can you say that again?
What boots with
What?
the park?
No, what you just said to about my what did you say?
I said your sweatshirt is.
Oh, thank you.
Your sweatshirt's cute.
I just got it.
I mean, it's cute. It's not that cute, but it's cute. I mean, I've seen a little bit better on the store, but it's fine. I mean,
Okay,
it works.
she's taking up.
It works. It works. So what happened? It worked. Listen, it's gonna work for the night, so it's fine.
I hate you. This,
It's a buffer.
but it's for your hardwood floors.
For our muscles. It's a hardware floor and muscle buffer. Look!
No! I've never seen anything like this in my life. Wait a minute. I'm like Dominick. What? Currently, he's an influencer in the wellness space and based in Brooklyn, New York. He runs his own brand, Dr. DomBomb's Full Spectrum Wellness, where he pairs both Eastern and Western medicine with spiritual practices. He's already helped plenty connect the dots to their own health, and his work was even featured in the Washington Post. Yeah, he's T. Y'all got to check him out. His mantra is access to health is wealth, and we rich y'all. To learn more about Dr. DomBomb, you can visit him on his website. Listen for that later in the episode because he'll give that to you himself. But please give a warm welcome to one of my besties, an all-around bad bitch, Dr. DomBomb.
Thank you.
All right, so Dominick, we just gonna jump right into it. We are here to talk about. We've had conversations before. Actually, like earlier this week, we were talking about how in romantic relationships, or lack thereof in the gay community. I don't really see that anymore. Like I think that people are more, they lean towards just like sexual intercourse versus romance and dating. At least from my experience and from what I hear. What do you think about that?
It's interesting, right? Because first off, thank you for the introduction. I really appreciate that. Besties for a long time. We've been through a lot. We've been through a lot.
A whole lot.
A whole lot. But it's been good. For sure. It's been good.
Absolutely.
And, but yeah, so I think in the topic of romance, like when I think about it, like there's just so many different expressions of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like, at least for me, like I feel like I'm a romantic at heart. I just have to go ahead and bite the bullet and be honest about that. And I think in terms of my experience, it's been really, really challenging kind of to find that, because I feel like, I don't know, it just feels like romance takes time and like courtship and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like right now with like the way that society's kind of like microwave, like things are really quick. I just don't know if it exists like that. Or maybe it does exist, it's just harder to find, but like it's been an interesting journey for sure. And I say interesting in like quotations because it's been like also kind of a little bit taxing, so to speak. So it's been interesting.
Do you think that geography plays a role in that, or do you think it's just like about the person that you meet? And
okay, so let's talk about where we've lived. So like Kory said, we both lived in LA. So I don't know if any of y'all have lived in LA, but LA is very, how would I describe it? Fake, you know what I'm saying? Fake, very
full
fake.
of fake assholes.
Fake assholes.
I think the thing with LA is that everybody kind of knows that people move to Los Angeles to reinvent themselves, right? So you never really know if you're gonna meet like an authentic person or the person, their representative, the person that they moved there to become.
Right.
And that kind of underscores the disconnect between trying to meet someone in a genuine space. So it's like, you don't really know who wants to vet a person out to see if, they are who they say they are. And then not only that, who's to say that we should believe what they say when they say that they are who they really are?
And I think that's really interesting, right? Because like you said, like people go out there to reinvent themselves. So I really feel like, to be honest, I also moved out there. So when I was in LA, I trained in pharmacy at UC Davis up in Sacramento. And then I moved to LA to also like work as a clinical pharmacist, but then also pursue my passion of dance and acting and, be a movie star. And I did some things. There's some things with me on Netflix, and and I accomplished some things, but like I was one of those people that really moved there to reinvent themselves. So like, and I don't want to say maybe reinvent makes you feel a little bit cheesy. I moved there to develop.
Yeah, to elevate.
To elevate, to elevate and pursue that. So that was, at least for me, that was like paramount. Like that was the number one thing that I was really there for. So love and romance for me was like an evolution there, because I moved there in the very beginning, and I imagine this is how many people probably are when they move there as well. Very focused, like, oh, I'm about to do this, I'm about to audition here, I'm about to go to this class, I'm about to do this, and I didn't really give it a chance. But then LA is just a really, like, when you're in that silo and you're in that like that area of like just laser focus, you really lose sight of like relationships just in general.
I mean, I think there's a difference between elevation and recreation, right? So like you went to elevate yourself. Most people, or some people, they go there to, or they move there to reinvent themselves.
Yeah, because
recreate themselves. So it's like I think that you went there with the intent of bettering yourself and accomplishing whatever goals and dreams that you have, but you still stay true to who you are, like as a person.
That's
so
real.
I don't think that, and there's a difference between that and then showing up in a space where you do that in addition to becoming like this new person and kind of shape shifting into what people perceive the LA culture to be.
Yeah, that's like the transplant culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I agree with that. I think, I didn't really even notice it too, like just being that I didn't notice, like that's kind of what it was. Because I can't really speak for other people's experience, but like it was important for me to stay grounded. I think because I'm from the South, and that is, and so are you. So are we.
We are.
And so, period. The whole studio as well here is from the South. Okay, shout out to us. And I think we really value community.
Yeah.
We really motherfucking value community. And like that shit, like, I just don't know if niggas know they think like that.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
don't
unless
know.
it's like gang culture.
Well,
but they definitely appreciate and they stick beside each other.
Yeah, that's real. But even if you want to talk about that, that's a community. That's still a community.
mean,
You've got the gated community, this podcast that you developed. Period. So like you obviously are somebody also who had community in the forefront of what you wanted to build, and I think that's the key. And I feel like when you're community focused, you bring in like at least me, I value like that individuality in the community as well, and that's what makes the community whole. Whereas I feel like sometimes geographically, you kind of sometimes run into people where community is not rewarded, if so to speak. Okay. Period.
So explain, because
and I will. So like I feel like in certain places, like I feel like here, like community is something that everybody wants to build, so everybody puts energy into it and does it. Out in LA, I don't know if everybody was really trying to build community. So like the people that kind of were kind of ostracized. You know what I'm saying? You were just kind of ridiculed, I felt like. And that shit was crazy.
There's also like a dichotomy between different races. I mean, we know that kind of comes into like everyday play living there. Yes. So it's like, where do you even begin to kind of like merge the divide of communities within a community over in LA? Fuck LA. I'm not talking about LA.
Because we're not there no more. We really not there no more. Traumatized. Obviously, we were traumatized. Okay, we were traumatized.
Listen, speaking of, like, I have been dating and I have just realized that these niggas need therapy. Yeah. These, like, what is going on? Like, I will be 42 in less than a month.
Period. Yes.
And I feel like the guys that I have been meeting here in Atlanta, I don't know, I just feel like they're kind of afraid of themselves. And maybe that shows up as like an insecurity that they project onto me. When I show up the way that I do and I present myself with intention and I let them, like I communicate effectively and I let them know that I am, like this is what I'm looking for, this is what I want. Do you want the same? Let's try this out. And they're like, yeah, I do. And then
you find out they don't.
Right.
Like, a couple days later, they don't.
But I feel like it's like just this unresolved trauma that they just ignore. Maybe because, I mean, I know everyone is not really inclined to participate in like therapy, cognitive therapy, talk therapy.
That's the key.
But I also think it's like a religious thing, like with Black Southern Baptists. They like, we going to God. We not paying nobody.
That ain't real. Like, what all
right.
that? Get out of here with all that depression.
Right.
Go
just
walk that off.
The same thing they do with like, we gonna pray all that gay away. You ain't gay no more. I'm gonna lay hands on you. Know what I mean? And it just kind of gives people just walking around like they're healed, and that's the most dangerous part, because like when you meet someone who actually believes that they are healed from whatever past trauma, and it shows up that they revealed themselves to not be healed, it's almost like, how the fuck did I even get here? Like, people want you to trust them. They ask you to trust them. And then when you put your trust in them, they deceive you.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to lose you, or because they don't want to face whatever demons they have or whatever trauma they've experienced, which I think is something that happens in the OnlyFans space.
Well, all right. So I'm not too.
I mean, just generally speaking, though, like if you think about an OnlyFans creator,
I'm not one. I need to put that out there. Because the way that just got dropped out there, I need to make it clear. I'm not an OnlyFans creator.
I don't even subscribe. I'm not paying for. You get your life.
I'm gonna be honest. I have gotten my life on a few. I mean, there's a space for everybody.
It is. There is.
There's a space for everybody. So if people want to make their coin that way, I can also support that way. However, I do think that it is. It's nuanced, right? So I think I want to get back really quick just to the therapy comment. Like,
Okay, yeah,
like
go ahead.
niggas need therapy, because I think literally that should be put on a t-shirt. Like, niggas need therapy. And I am niggas. Like, I went to therapy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so did I.
And period. So that's two people right here that went to therapy.
Black, gay,
we
went
got
to therapy.
Look, we got some folks also, period. We got some people also
some
around
people in the studio have gone to therapy. Therapy works.
It does, and I agree. And I think that's part of the key. Like, I mean, for me in my journey, like in my therapy journey, like there was a moment when I got cheated on viciously. Viciously. Viciously.
That's an extreme
I'm talking,
word.
yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and go into it. Like, we was talking me and this boy were talking like every day. We calling, texting. I'm thinking like, how did he find time? Because we were talking all the time, hanging out all the time. Like, how did he find time? You know?
Okay.
This is my trauma now. But
So
keep going.
wait, because I got questions.
2 minutes of this and then we out.
So like, how long were y'all dating?
We were dating heavy for like, I think, so this was when I was a young whippersnapper, and this was probably my second partner for real. I'm not even gonna call him a partner. We were just dating heavy for, at that point, it was about maybe 8 months.
So that was a relationship.
I mean,
or
yeah. I mean,
would you consider it a relationship?
We were definitely headed.
I mean,
I'm laughing because
call it
everybody.
a
Maybe a little bit, yeah. I definitely think we were, at that point, I was very, like, of course I'm a romantic, so I was very involved and very, like, wanted it to be that. So we were definitely seriously dating. And
so is that your definition? Like, seriously dating is not a relationship? Like, what do you?
Yeah, that's interesting, right? I guess, because like that's a really.
I
good
mean, if you're
question.
seriously dating and it's exclusive, that's a relationship.
That's real. That's what we were. Yeah, I think now I'm kind of putting some terms on it because he cheated on me. So I'm like, we weren't really, boyfriends, but we definitely were. Yeah, we definitely were. So yeah, so let's.
8 months.
8 months. Thank you.
Of just dating.
I want to just let's.
He traumatized you because he was viciously and vigorously cheating on you.
Viciously cheated on.
Okay.
And I think for me, let's get some context of what was going on. So this is the guy I met. This was back in 2012. So this was maybe 2013. So this was like club. People were still going out, meeting people at the club. At least I was. So I met him at the club. It was cool. Kind of went and talked beyond that. Now on paper wasn't really, probably. Equally yoked, and I'm just gonna put it that way. And then, so anyways, I got cheated on by him. He ended up going. I helped plan like a little trip or whatever, and he ended up cheating on me on the trip, and this is that and the third. And that sent me.
Wait, were you on the trip with him?
No, I was not. So I found out.
So you sponsored a trip for him?
I did not sponsor a trip.
Okay. I thought you said.
I did not sponsor a trip. I helped him plan a trip.
Okay. So
because he told me this is the cheating thing.
So you planned.
We're not getting into.
So you planned the wedding.
We're not getting into the pieces.
So you planned the wedding.
I planned the wedding. I planned the wedding and the dinner, and then
he
walked
stood
out.
you up at the altar. What is going on? You saw him in the audience with somebody else. You looking out like, girl, is that you?
It was traumatic. It was a very traumatic. I told you, viciously traumatic. It was a viciously traumatic moment, and that's what sent me to therapy.
How many people did he cheat on you with?
So see, we don't need to get into the details. One. So it was his ex.
So how was it vicious? I mean,
it was vicious for me.
That is traumatic.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even matter like how many people someone cheats on you with, right?
Yeah.
Like one is like more than like you just. I don't believe in infidelity. I don't practice it. I don't exercise it. I don't support it. I don't believe in forgiveness for infidelity because I believe that infidelity is a choice. Mm-hmm. And it's not like a mistake. I mean, we all consciously, kind of think before we do things. You think about putting your seatbelt on when you get in the car or not.
Or not.
But yeah, so it doesn't matter how many people he cheated on you with. I'm sorry that happened to you.
Thank you, and I appreciate it.
Was real fucked up. We're gonna beat his ass. Let's find him and beat his ass.
God has handled him.
Oh, okay.
Okay, God has handled him. But that's specifically what sent me though to therapy is what I'm saying. And so from that point on, I feel like I started to really evolve, and that was in LA. You know what I'm saying?
In LA?
That was in Los Angeles. Yeah, that was when I was in Los Angeles. So that led me to therapy with the whole comment of like niggas need therapy. Like you got to really look at yourself and be like, okay, what's happening? Is the problem me? You know what I'm saying? In this case, it wasn't. It could have been actually. But in this case, it sent me there.
So that's another thing too. Like that's another layer to go into to needing to go to therapy, right? Because I feel like when you experience like certain situations with guys and
Or relationships,
or dating for 8
Yeah.
months, you do kind of end up asking yourself, like, when things happen, like, damn, is it me?
Yeah.
When it's really not.
And yeah, I see what you're saying.
I mean, it could be,
I
but
think everyone does play. It takes two to tango a period, so there probably were, and through therapy I uncovered there were things that I also kind of did to kind of like overlook and, you know, not really weigh into the reality of the situation, what was going on. But
so you ignored
probably some red
things
flags
that you shouldn't have because
I just wanted to be dating this nigga
with him. Yeah. That's real.
Which is bullshit.
You know, one of the biggest things that I learned coming out of therapy is dating another person who has been to therapy and done the work, and they came out on the other side still fucked up.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's like, just because someone says, "Oh yeah, I've been to therapy, like I've done the work," like I don't really.
Like, have you really done the work?
It doesn't really show.
Yeah.
Because you still kind of like, and they're like, "No, I've been to like that's not get out of jail free card just because you say you've gone to therapy." But anyways.
Yeah. So niggas need therapy.
Niggas need therapy at the end of the day. Y'all go to therapy, please. And don't just like settle for the first therapist that you get or that you find, because it's like building any other relationship. Like, you have to find someone who is willing to work with you, like who can support you in the best way that they can. You know, a lot of therapists I've learned, a lot of doctors, they have this thing. Not you, doctor.
Thank you.
A lot of doctors. Well, some doctors, they will get into that field to get into people's heads to manipulate.
Yeah. Well,
and manipulate them in ways that they might want them to be as a person versus what's better for the patient.
Okay, I want to talk about this because this is exactly kind of what is kind of my gripe right now with, I'm gonna call that Western medicine. So like, I feel like Western medicine is like the medicine that we're all taught in the West, so like United States and all that, is really focused on symptoms and really focused on, like, I call it kind of like sick care. So in the psychiatry space, somebody comes to you sick and you heal them, they pay you, and then, you know, that's it, right? And so a lot of times they're not really looking at the holistic picture and really giving like preventative things. So
because psychiatry is more like medication, man. Like they just,
it could be, yeah.
It's like a pill factory.
Exactly. That's what, period.
Which is the opposite of therapy.
Which is the opposite.
Which is why therapists don't write prescriptions.
Right. Okay. Did you go to med school?
Listen, you know I'm a low-key therapist.
I know you are. Listen, you might listen. Shout out, you might be though. Coming soon, y'all. But yeah, so in the psychiatry space, it's definitely like medicine focused and medicine forward, and like, you know, let me give you this to treat that. And a lot of times the people that go into it can't even picture what it looks like to fix somebody from a holistic standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
They just can't picture that. So you got these, you know, I'm gonna call them like almost like minions that are being taught by the system sometimes, and they're being deployed into the like the military. They're being deployed into the public, and they don't even know. They're not healers. They're more so, I guess we'll call them clinicians. Whereas we go to, sometimes I think people go to the doctor because they want to be, at least Black people, we go because we want healing, not just somebody who's gonna be a clinician. And so that dichotomy is really where, I don't know, it's a gripe I have with Western medicine altogether, but yeah. I'll develop a podcast and talk about that soon.
Wait, so is that what you're doing with your wellness?
100%. Thank you so much for asking. Thank you so much for asking, Kory. Yeah, that's exactly what's the space. That's what drove me into doing what I'm doing in terms of like full spectrum wellness. So with full spectrum wellness, it is looking at not only like your medications, of course, because I'm trained as a clinical pharmacist, but also looking at lifestyle choices, looking at nutrition choices, and looking from a more of a spirituality standpoint. Because we know melanin is something that can hold on to a lot of things at the same time. So with that being said, we need those with melanin, we need more holistic care, because that's something that we can grapple onto and really connect with. Like when someone tells you, like if I were to tell you, oh, I need you to take atorvastatin because your shit is high. I'm sorry, not your shit. Your cholesterol is high. Sorry.
Cause I need you to
Honestly,
say
I'm
this shit,
upset.
cause your shit high.
I'm upset. Honestly, I'm upset. But yeah, so when someone tells you, you know, your cholesterol is high, but no one tells you what's contributing to your cholesterol. Is it something like could it be your sleep? Could it be your food? Could it be, you know, your mental health that's contributing to cholesterol? How much cholesterol does actually Kory need? You know what I'm saying? From the gated community, how much does he need? You know what I'm saying? Versus how much does Dr. DomBomb need? It could be a completely different picture based on what's going on. So
yeah,
that's
I don't
really
know
important.
why people didn't have like the wits to think about something like that when they were creating this vaccine for the coronavirus. It's not one size fits all.
Okay. The pandemic.
Listen, no, go ahead. 'Cause
Nah,
I ain't even getting into
we know, like it was. We also know whose stocks went up when you know, the vaccines came out. So we can just, I think we can follow the money.
Yeah,
we can follow the money.
What do you think about, say, a male therapist a male, just any man, who is not really, he's emotionally unavailable. So he's not really in touch with his feelings. He doesn't like to talk about them, speak about them. He doesn't like to feel them, show them. And then one day he becomes a therapist. And while he's treating his patients.
This sounds very specific.
No.
That's very specific.
While he's treating his patients, he procures a client list or a patient list of people who are the opposite of him. So they feel their feelings. They come to him to talk about their feelings. And he might even encourage for them to talk about their feelings. And that's how he's able to feel his feelings through his patients, but not as his own person.
Yeah, that's tough.
Do you think that's dangerous?
Do I think that's dangerous? I think that could lead to
prolonged treatment.
Yeah, because if you're kind of in it, you know what I'm saying? So if you're kind of in it to kind of be a little bit more self-serving, then you may be seeing patients as like, so, you know, you might just be seeing patients as clients versus patients as people.
Right.
So I think that's kind of like as a number and as a means to an end versus an actual like relationship. Because at least through the therapies that I've been through, because I've gone to therapy quite extensively, part of it is, you know, building that relationship with that therapist and a relationship with that mental health provider. And so through that, you know, through that relationship, you heal your other relationships, yada, yada, yada. And if they don't have that baseline, that's dangerous.
Do you think it's unethical?
Yeah, I do.
So
and
they shouldn't practice.
And they shouldn't practice, no. So I would love to know maybe who you're speaking about right
now. Oh, it's no one in particular. No one in particular. I was just curious on your thoughts.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like, but again, it's like people, you know, with medicine, like people go into medicine for different reasons, and it's just like, I really wish that they would. When I say they, like, I guess the people who made up medicine. Like, we got to look at the origins of medicine as well. Like the people who, like, you know, started it and started that field of practice. I just really wish that it attracted healers, you know. And I think that a lot of us are healers in that space. Not everybody is just like out for a check, but like, I feel like the purpose of it is to kind of keep the healers and weed out the people who are just there for the money. But it doesn't really do a good job of that.
Yeah,
doesn't do a good job of that.
I know that sexual intercourse can also be very healing.
Yeah,
right?
It can be.
Where
is this going?
With that being said,
where is this going?
We're gonna play a sex game. No, I'm just playing.
Right.
No, so I have a question here I'm gonna ask you. Do you think OnlyFans content creators who desire a romantic relationship submit themselves to a state of delusion when a romantic interest is turned off after learning about their line of work and their desire to engage in explicit proclivities?
Repeat that.
Do you think OnlyFans content creators who desire a romantic relationship, monogamous,
right,
submit themselves to a state of delusion when a romantic interest is turned off after learning about their line of work, OnlyFans, and their desire to engage in explicit proclivities?
Yeah, okay. So like what I'm hearing is like basically like, you know, OnlyFans workers are also, I would put that in kind of the category of sex workers as well, right? So if
So
you're
prostitutes.
if you're
Virtual?
look, we're in 2026. Sex workers.
We're sex positive here.
We're sex positive.
We're sex
here.
positive.
Yes, sex positive. Okay.
Prostitutes.
Hussies.
Escorts.
Hussies. No, but I think it's a form of work, right? And I think it depends on how you view sex. So how you view like that act, right? If you're somebody who kind of views that act as like a connection point, and like we're doing this to kind of like further the relation, go deeper into the relationship, things like that. An OnlyFans worker, at least from my,
So they're already in a relationship right now, is what you're saying?
No. What I'm saying is basically like you can't. What I'm saying is, to answer your question, yes, it is delusional, because if you're getting into a relationship with somebody and they view sex as more of a like a I don't want to call it say sacred, but more of like a union, or more of like something that is cherished, or things like that, something that's a little bit more precious. That's gonna be hard if someone's line of work is literally to have sex, or maybe not have sex, but to promote and kind of give that sexual like thing, because it's like you're sharing that with other people, and I think it's kind of something that I only want to share with you. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, no. I want to get into that. Okay, what the fuck was that about, bitch?
I just asked you a question. I'm just. We
what do you
about.
think? What do you think?
I think that it can be a bit delusional for someone to expect for a person to be loyal and monogamous to them while they're having sex with other people for money or for profit. I don't think that you can compartmentalize your feelings when you're in a relationship with someone, no matter how they make their money, especially if it's by having sex with other people.
We're back.
We are back. This is a fucking mess. What were we? Oh yeah, I was saying that, yeah, I think there is like a bit of delusion when it comes to a person believing that they can be a content creator, a sex worker.
So this is. I'm sorry, go ahead.
A sex worker, and expect to be in a like faithful monogamous relationship. But so someone just said something about the psychology of that. Like they are able to compartmentalize that that relationship, because when they have sex with that person, it means something, and when they have sex for money, it doesn't. How do you feel about that?
Well, personally, I mean, for me, I'm a person who wants to be connected to the person that they're having sex with. So like, as far as like sex work, what I'm saying, work meaning money.
Okay, wait, hold on. Fuck all this shit. Because you told me one time.
I'm about to get into it.
Oh,
If you let me get into it.
Okay. I was going to break that nigga up if you won. Go ahead. These niggas out here. Y'all niggas need fucking help.
So here's...
Jesus, go ahead. I mean, go...
I do think, though, it depends on, what I'm saying, I think people have sex for different reasons, so it depends on where you are in that state and what's actually going on.
Okay.
And so, yeah, that's just how I feel. So I just feel like, I guess, I don't actually know. I'm lost right now, actually. So let's continue. Let's go back to
let me.
Please remind me what
Let me be your compass.
I'll be your compass,
and I'll bring. Let me be your compass. I'll bring you back. So once upon a time, you were dating someone who, you had an inclination that he was doing some kind of sex work.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Unhealed version of me. Yes. An unhealed version of me. Yes. So please bring up the unhealed version. Go.
You had some kind of like intuition or some kind of feeling that he was doing sex work, and you continue to ask him about it, like, is this something, like, do you do that? And he was like, no. Uh-huh. And then one day he finally was like, yeah,
I do. And that was bullshit. And it was really challenging.
So I think you said something earlier about, I've never done anything with a sex worker.
Oh,
maybe I'm just making that up. I don't know.
Here we go. The law's coming out. The law's coming out. You're right. I had blocked that memory from my mind.
Suppressed trauma.
I had suppressed that memory. But yeah, actually, now that you think about that, yeah, there was a moment when I did interact with somebody who I later found out was kind of an OnlyFans person, and very actually
popular. So tell me why
And
you
very
decided
popular.
to cut things off with him.
For me, I could not take that. That was just too. It
What
just
couldn't
felt
you
like,
take? Let's be specific.
I'm about to. I'm about to be specific.
Let's give it language.
And I'm about to be specific.
Let's give it language.
And I'm about to give it language. For me, again, the sex thing, like for me, I just did not, the sex was good when we were doing, and the sexual connection was good, and the stuff around it was good, but I just could not handle that was visually, I just couldn't see it. It was just too much. That he was just doing that he was also sharing that piece with so many other people. That was just way too much for me to handle.
How do you know that it wasn't different?
I don't care. I don't care if it was different. You see, I'm getting triggered right now. I don't care if it was different.
What if he was giving them a lesser version of himself?
Ew, no, that's just not, I think, I understand where you're going with that, but I think from my vantage point, looking at him, that shit didn't matter. And I think that shit didn't matter also because I wasn't fully fulfilled in other areas too. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't getting like, I think I'm a more of an intimate person, and I wasn't getting like that intimacy outside of sex. I mean, sex is definitely something that is intimate, but there are other intimate moments that we just were not having. And the fact that he was also fucking other people on camera, and it was just too much.
So are you saying that if he was intimate with you, or you did get that intimate piece, that you would have considered continuing to date him?
No.
Oh, okay. So, next question.
No.
Do you think that trauma bonding plays into content creators and escorts and how they present themselves in romantic relationships? I'll give you guys the definition of trauma bonding. It's a powerful, unhealthy emotional attachment that develops in abusive or toxic relationships, characterized by a cycle of intense abuse followed by positive reinforcement. It makes leaving difficult because the brain becomes hooked on the intermittent highs and lows, causing victims to defend or make excuses for their behavior.
So does that like play into like in terms of the choice to do that, you think, or as far as like connecting with those people?
Do you think that a person who does OnlyFans content connects with another person who does OnlyFans content
through that,
and they create a trauma bond, and that might be one reason why they stay in that business, that line of work?
Ooh. You sure you're not a therapist?
I mean,
you sure you're not a therapist?
If you think about it,
Yeah,
like
it
I'm
does.
gonna stay where my bread is buttered, because if I know that someone is gonna accept me in this space and not in the monogamous space, then why would I leave?
And I think that's key, right? Because I think about like, as far as, now I'm gonna talk about like maybe the gay community at large. Like I think a lot of us, no shade, are like through the apps, through like how quickly and transactional sex can be, are trauma bonding all the time. And I think the difference is, sometimes with sex workers, they're trauma bonding and getting paid. So it's like reinforced. But I think that is something that is like, it's real. And if you don't kind of look into it or don't recognize what it is, it can really kind of overrun things. I think that's when because honestly, I think, if you want to talk about it, I think that a lot of like the sex positive, maybe not sex positive, but like sex forward mindset that a lot of gay men have, me included in that, I think stems from trauma. Yeah? No? You don't get it?
No.
I think it stems from, when I say trauma, it stems from like some type of lack, some type of feeling like, I don't experience, I don't.
Like I want to be wanted.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't.
For my body. You know what I'm saying? Like, people didn't want me for my personality, but here's my body. You know what I'm saying? Or I was ugly in high school and now I got a fantastic body.
So either way it goes, it just kind of.
Validation.
It sounds like the root cause is acceptance.
Yeah, self-acceptance. Because I mean, that's part of, I think, when you are.
Then the gays are fucking vicious. Like, they're just fucking vile creatures.
Can be. Yeah, can be.
I don't like.
Can be, for sure. Can be.
Those of you who are, fuck y'all. Anyways, you just said something about sex education. I want to ask you a question about that. Do you think that gays should get a pass for engaging in reckless sex, since gay education is basically learned by watching pornography?
Woo, baby! That is a great motherfucking question. Wow. Man. Hold on. Next question. Next question.
See ya!
Should we get a pass? Honestly, should we get a pass? It's bullshit either way. So when I think about getting a pass, it's just kind of like I don't even know when I don't like the idea of like getting a pass or not. But I got to talk about honestly, that is how I learned some of my sexual whatever you want to call it is through porn, because gay sex isn't even taught in school, so you don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
Not that it needs to be. Well,
I mean, yeah, it definitely. Well,
a conversation maybe needs to happen, but does it need to?
I don't know, because I think people tend to conflate sexual identity with gender identity. So like when you get into the politics of that, especially like with transgenders, and I think people might be a little bit confused when it comes to transgenders and what their sexuality is, which they're two different things.
Yeah, sexuality and gender expression.
Yeah. So, but I mean, if we're gonna put sex education back in schools, then you would also have to
include gay sex
and just sexual orientation, period, or like across the board.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like it's definitely something that should be. We need some education around that. Not just here's what you do, or when you contract something, you take this pill, or you go see this doctor, and like you
medicine.
Yeah, like we need what happens before that to prevent that.
Right. I agree. I agree.
And also just like kind of knowing what to do when you have sex with another man, if you're a man.
Yeah, because I think honestly, you want to talk about that too. I mean, I think that may have been, that was like, that lack of education may have been part of the impetus, was part of the reason why HIV was like really running through us. You know what I'm saying? Like people didn't know what they were doing. And so like you're doing shit raw and you tearing shit and you contracting shit.
I mean,
you know,
do I want to go there with HIV and AIDS? Because I don't think that
we don't have to.
That was, I mean, I think it has something to do with biology, but I do think that it was manufactured.
Yeah, I mean, if we want to get into that, yes. Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah. Next question.
What do you think a person who does OnlyFans, what do you think they see when they look in the mirror?
Oof. I mean, I don't know. I'm just not.
What do you think the guy who you dated saw when he looked in the mirror? I mean, you have personal experience.
I dated one.
You're an expert.
I dated one.
Doctor. Do you think that
I think he bonds through sex. I think he's somebody who bonds through sex. So I think sometimes when people
do you think that's toxic?
I do, because you really do run the risk of bonding with people who may not have your best interests in mind. And I think that's I think that's something that I was doing, he was doing, and whatever you want to call it. But that was something that was going on.
Do you think that they know that they're passing that energy and spreading that toxicity, or do you think that money is more important to them than their moral compass?
I think money's more important than moral compass. At that stage, I mean, I think like, because it also like, what's the longevity of somebody who does like that type of work? Like, I feel like it's not like a career, it's more of a job. But it could be a career. But as far as like how long could you last on OnlyFans? 4 years, 3 years?
I mean, how long are you gonna watch the same person do the same thing over?
Do the same thing over and over, right? It kind of gets old after a while.
That becomes obsessive and stalk.
Yeah, which is
or boring.
Part of the model, but we don't need to get into that. But I just think that like you're bonding through that, unfortunately, and I think sometimes that opens yourself up to different things. I'm trying to think, is he still on? I think he's still creating. So I think he's still kind of like, he obviously, I don't know if he feels good about it or not, but he's obviously still doing it. So maybe.
Do you think it's one of those things like, you know how we have like regular 9-to-5s and it's like, oh God, I just really don't feel like I don't want to go in here and do this job today.
But I have to. Yeah.
Or do you think it's more like.
Yeah, I do, honestly.
You think it's like that?
I do, yeah. Yeah, I do.
But they have to enjoy, well, I don't know.
Because do you enjoy your job?
I mean, is it bringing me pleasure at the end of the day? Like, I might not want to go in here and fuck all these niggas, but is it going to bring me pleasure at the end? And I'm getting money, bitch, and I'm getting paid?
But how long? Yes, I see what you're saying.
My nigga.
But how long has the pleasure lasted?
Exactly. It's fleeting.
It's very fleeting.
It's fleeting. Speaking of fleeting and sex education in schools with gays.
Yeah, hello.
And trauma and OnlyFans. What do you think
wrapped
about
all into one, and a whole burrito, wrapped in a burrito with some cheese and some pinto beans.
What do you think about soul ties? I'm going to give you the definition of soul ties.
Please do.
So, a soul tie is an intense spiritual, emotional, or mental bond that connects two people, often described as knitting together of souls. While rooted in biblical concepts regarding marriage or deep friendship, they are frequently discussed today as connections formed through sexual intimacy, trauma, or intense, lasting relationships that can be either healthy, positive, or toxic, negative, unhealthy.
I think soul ties exist. I think soul ties definitely exist, and I think the people who, believe in that for sure are probably a little bit more careful about kind of who they're tying with and what's going on. But like,
you think people are like conscious about making a decision of who they have sex with?
Some, not all.
Because there could be a result in a soul tie?
Some. I think that's something. I think that's kind of like I really do. Sometimes I do think some people think like that. I do think some people think like that. Because I think it's that's the type of person, to me, in my mind, that's to be the type of person that's a little bit more selective about who they actually are like laying with. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would think. That's what I would think.
See, like when you say that, like my first thought is, I hate people like that. But at the same time, it also gives, I respect you because if I'm your chosen one, then, that makes me feel
souls.
Great.
Exactly.
But if I'm not, then it's like, girl, whatever.
Right.
Like, fuck out of here. Ain't nobody trying to hear all that bullshit.
But then I think that gets back to, though, why are you having sex with somebody? You know what I'm saying? And I think you can have sex for different reasons. I think there are different reasons to do that. So like.
So I think that we, as regular people who have sex,
I'm not regular.
Oh, sorry, doctor.
Not regular.
As the elevated version who went to LA and heightened himself, I think that if we can have soul ties with people, it's definitely happening in the OnlyFans business, like the OnlyFans industry.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, in that space. Yeah, because it's human. It's a human element. We can't. It's just something that we cannot. It's just something that we just all do as humans. That's just gonna happen.
Are you able to compartmentalize sex and emotional attachment?
No, I'm not, and that is why I've slowed the fuck down. That's
Tell
why
us
I have
why,
slowed
Dominic. Tell us why you're not able to compartmentalize those two.
Why?
Yeah.
I think for me, they run together because for me, sex is an expression of like my love. So it's an expression of like connection, and it's an expression in that way. So all of like, I feel like it's a part of me and a part of something that I do when I'm expressing myself. So it's hard to kind of separate that because it feels like it's very close to me.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's how I feel. How do you feel?
I'm asking the questions here.
Yeah.
I will say that
it's hard sometimes.
It's easy for me.
Yeah.
I can have sex with someone and it be just that. Mm-hmm. Also, sidebar, I think there's a difference between, I was telling someone this, I think there's a difference between having sex with someone, like the dick is okay, but the sex is good, or you have both. That's when you become like dickmatized.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like if the dick is good and the sex is just like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
But like if the sex is good and the dick is good, it's like, are we soul tying here?
Like the connection and the experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or the talent and the experience or lack thereof. I mean, I can still compartmentalize that because for me, it's just based on like that one thing. But I think when I am connected to someone through, like when I feel like my soul is speaking to them or their soul is speaking to me, I'm not even really thinking about sex. I'm thinking about being like with that person and like companionship.
Sex is like a part of it.
Sex is, it's a part of it. But I can also just like have good sex and still get my life and not want to be with you.
Mm-hmm. Because like the compatibility piece probably, or like the other piece.
I mean, because I've dated guys.
Yeah, we know who you've dated. We know who you've dated.
Fuck nigga in LA that I was dating and was like, oh, I want to date you. I want to be with you. And I'm like, no. We could just continue to have sex. And then he's like, no, but I want more. And then when I say yes, he says, oh, well, you know what? Psych, never mind.
He was playing with you.
Fuck nigga.
Yeah, he was playing.
So I guess I said that to say that the sex was fuck that nigga. The sex was subpar. God damn it. And I hope you fucking watching too. With your pussy ass hoe.
Still mad. Okay,
Right. Still fucking mad.
Okay.
But we were on like a couple of days. I was just, it just wasn't there. The compatibility piece outside of the bedroom.
Got you.
Have you ever been in a situation like that where you've dated someone or you were having sex with someone, they wanted to date you, and then, so you kind of did it backwards, basically?
Basically, yeah. Because I think at that point, and I think, you know, at that point, you got to really, I mean, sometimes, and that's the thing, sometimes if the sex is really good, you'd be like, well, maybe we can make it work.
Listen.
Just, you know, that's a whole nother episode for another day. Listen, excuse me. But sometimes you can kind of get into that mode of where, like, it's just that, and you just want it to be better because you want that to continue and things like that. But for me personally, I just feel like once the connection is built, the sex normally gets a little bit better, if that makes sense. So we're talking about compatibility, we're talking about connection, all that stuff. So like if we're having sex and then I'm talking to you and the connection is also growing that way, then that's when things get a little bit, for me at least, that's when I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on
So
here?
do you hold on because the sex is good, or?
In the past, the unhealed version of me has maybe done that, but the healed version of me, no longer.
Oh, okay.
We gotta call a spade a spade. I feel like I'm a romantic at heart, so sometimes I can fall into that trap.
I guess, I mean,
I would say, you over here talking like you're not a romantic, Kory.
I mean,
really
I
feel
am,
like
but I'm
you're
also an Aries,
Yeah.
Aries rising, Aries
am I.
sun,
Yeah.
Scorpio moon. That's
There it
sex,
is.
That's
There
where
it
the
is.
sex comes in.
There it is.
Do you consider watching and engaging in solo masturbation to be a form of cheating or infidelity? Cause nigga, why you ain't letting me? Why you doing that shit by yourself? You don't want me? You don't want to fuck with me no more?
You know what's so funny?
Oh, you need your alone time, and I'm supposed to respect that. So now you got boundaries.
I'm not even saying all that.
okay.
Is I have been in an experience like that before, and the guy that I was with thought the same way that you thought. He was like, well, what are you even doing that for? What? You need to be
Fucking me.
Basically, yeah.
Period.
But let's talk about what it was. I mean, let's talk about the spade of spade. It was because I was losing a little bit of my connection with him.
Why did you communicate that to him?
I communicated that to him later.
Okay, but not before he asked you why you're not doing this with me?
Nah, I did
Okay,
not.
so
I really didn't. That's real.
Timing and language is important.
It is important.
Why
And no
didn't
one's
you tell him
perfect. And no
before?
one's perfect.
You're right, doctor. You are absolutely right about that. No one is perfect.
Okay, gated community. Nobody's
Listen.
perfect, and everyone wants to be part of it.
Listen, I'm not perfect either. Here at Gated, we are not perfect.
But I do wish, I think in retrospect, I do wish I would have had the language to talk about like that before it kind of went that direction, because I think that was just like almost like a Band-Aid when I was doing it. That was kind of like a Band-Aid for real, to be honest. But we didn't make it anyway, so.
How did you feel when he like brought it to your attention?
I felt like I was like, the first thing I thought was kind of like, how dare you? And the second thing I thought was like, this is just normal. This is just a part of like I was like, you know, I was doing all that before I met you. Like, you coming in here interrupting the routine or whatever. And it was a lot of like, I guess, resistance and kind of defensiveness when he brought it up to me. And then when we really sat down and talked about it, then the more of it came out that like, oh, I don't feel, I'm not feeling as connected to you, so that's kind of why I'm doing that with other people.
So when did you realize that part? Wait,
With
other
him?
people? I said solo masturbation. I
Right.
didn't say
I didn't mean to say other people. That just kind of came out.
Freud is not in here. That
But
was
other
no
people, I
Freudian
meant the people I was
slip.
fantasizing about. I didn't actually. But that guy, that was a whole other situation. But kind of get back to specifically what we're talking about. When that came up and I didn't have the language for it, we ended up breaking up. Not just because of that, but like we ended up breaking up like a couple of.
No, so I guess what I'm asking you is, did you know that you weren't really that interested in him while you were doing it, or was it after you guys had a conversation and you learned through the conversation that, oh, okay, this is why I'm doing this?
It was okay. So I learned about it after we had the conversation about it one-on-one, right? But before, it was just more so I'm pissed off with you, so I'm not attracted to you right now, and I don't want to do anything with you right now. Yeah, that's where I was at.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
That's where I was at.
So
that's the thing.
when you are pissed off with somebody,
This was when I was 26 years old, Kory. This is when I was 26. I'm currently 28. That was 2 years ago.
when you're pissed off at somebody,
Nobody caught that.
they become unattractive?
Yeah. Sometimes I'd be like, I'm out of here. Not I'm out of here, but like, I don't want to do anything with you. Yeah, for real.
I mean, that could be layered though. Like, I'm just mad at you right now. Or is it like you're not even attractive to like you're unattractive. I don't want to say ugly.
No,
but,
it's more so I'm mad at you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
okay,
I'm not.
gotcha.
No, yeah, I'm not like. Yeah, it's more so I'm mad at you.
So one thing I learned about me is I have to stop using dating as psychological experiments, right? Do you think it's a form of emotional vandalism? I think guys believe that I psychoanalyze them. I think I've told you that before. That I psychoanalyze them, and really what I'm just trying to do is just simply understand them. I believe that emotional vandalism can be cauterizing a connection without explanation. Also see ghosting.
Oh, thank you. I was like, what is that?
Or
Thank you.
different forms of manipulation. Also see gaslighting. Or single-handedly and directly exploiting a person's insecurities by igniting triggers that gives birth to feelings or imperfections. Maybe by comparing them to the illusions of social media. Really any type of mental and psychological dysmorphia. What do you think about
Just like that in general.
emotional vandalism? Wait, do you need the definition?
I think I got it.
Okay.
I think I kind of understand in terms of like, we'll call it emotional warfare. I think that it becomes like that when you try to figure somebody out, right? Or you're trying to like figure out if something like you feel like you're like in investigation mode. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that can come up like that can come up when you're in investigation mode. And I think that, sometimes you have to look at yourself and be like, why am I in this investigation mode, period? I think emotional vandalism, yes, it can happen. But I think you got to look at why you're doing it. Is it because you're trying to hold on to something? Is it because you're trying to prove something that you already intuitively know? Like, why are you doing it?
I know for me, I'm trying to stop asking like so many questions when so many like analytical questions when it comes to like me dating someone. But that's just me, like that's who I am to my core.
Yeah, you're somebody who like wants to, but you investigate yourself. Like you sit there and like, I've seen you, I mean, we've had very deep conversations.
Yeah.
We get into the nitty gritty. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
And the last guy I was dating, he would say, like, can you stop being a therapist right now? And I'm just like,
how you feel about that, bitch?
Can you not make me?
See, that's
what are we doing here?
Yeah, and I think right, exactly, and that's where you got to figure out like the why. So,
Or do they?
Because
Because I can be like, I'm about to go.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
Can we take a
pause?
Yeah,
let's do it.
This is the Gated Community Podcast, Season 3, Episode
3.
Okay. Take 4.
Yeah.
Okay, Dominic, we're gonna do a fast round of questions.
Oh,
Right?
fast. Okay, let's do it.
I'm just gonna ask you a question, and you just kind of tell me the first thing that comes to mind. Doesn't have to be like this dissertation or anything.
Nice.
Okay. So, what kind of love did you witness growing up, and how has it shaped you?
I witnessed companionship and fun, and it's what I look for in a relationship.
Okay. When do you feel the most seen and understood in a relationship?
Usually through some type of like physical experience. So for like doing something like traveling or like doing something like outdoors.
So, what's your love language?
Quality time, big time. Yeah, quality time. Yeah.
What's something that you wish more people understood about you?
I wish more people understood my depth. I think that I sometimes come across a certain way and people don't realize how much is actually underneath. So I really wish that sometimes people understood that.
Do you think that can scare people off?
100%. Yeah, I think I'm an intense person. Like, it can be. You experienced me, I think.
Oh, you? I thought, yeah.
You too.
Yeah.
That's why we're friends.
Well, no, I mean like in dating. Like,
Yeah,
it's like,
dating.
oh, this nigga is just like,
Yeah, intense.
way- yeah.
People be like, you're intense, and I think it's just like there's a level of embodiment, is what I'm gonna call it, and I'm very sure about my feelings, and I think that can be intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
What's a boundary you used to have that you've reconsidered? Do you have boundaries?
Okay.
Maybe I should have started with that. Or you can skip
what
it
have
if
I
you want.
what have I, I'm trying to think what I this actually is a really good question. I think I've reconsidered what it means to share. So in terms of like other people having other platonic relationships outside of me.
Is there like a little jealousy involved? Or-
I used to be, really jealous. Yeah, I used to be a jealous person. Yeah.
So you reconsidered that? Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Do you think it'll still be triggering for you?
Triggering or not,
You're just
I can grow around it.
okay.
Yeah.
What's something unconventional that you find incredibly attractive?
Really nice. Really nice calf muscles.
Okay. That works.
The end.
What's a relationship pattern that you've noticed in yourself that surprises you?
I guess I've kind of noticed how the speed. Maybe I didn't really feel like I didn't know I was like. I guess because I feel so
fast?
sure about. Yeah, I didn't know I was moving that fast. Everybody was. I've gotten feedback that people feel like I'm moving fast.
Bitch, I was telling you that for like the past.
Well, I mean, here we are. Thanks. Shout out to therapy. We can now recognize that.
And what's fast? Like
I think
historically.
For me, historically, like I want to, when I'm dating somebody, I don't mind like the I love yous and all that stuff. Like I want to get that out the
How
way
soon?
early. I don't really want to put a time frame on it, but when I feel it, it happens. And so I think the quickest time that's happened before in the past has been like maybe 4 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, I felt like that, and so I just said, "Oh yeah, I love you," and then that was like, "Oh my God," it was the end.
Have you ever been in love before?
Yeah, I have. I've been in love before. I see what you're saying.
Do you know the difference between loving someone and being in love with them?
So that's where I was at, right? So that's I think where that's the dynamic that I was at. I think I loved that person, but I necessarily wasn't in love. And I think whenever I would say things like "I love you," they would think that I was in love with them, and that was a little bit too much for people too quick. And it really wasn't that. It was just like I really love this experience. And I love what we're doing.
I do remember you telling me one time that you kind of like to blur the lines between friendship and dating because you want the guy that you're dating to be your friend
To
also.
feel-
So maybe that can be kind of confusing for a person when you're like, I love you in the way that I would say I love you as my friend.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly kind of what it is. Thank you for putting that to words. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is. And people really think that there's a level of like, oh my God, like he wants to like control and keep
Yeah.
me. And I'm like, bitch,
Yeah.
I love like 3 people. Like I've got like 3 people right, and I said that too. Sorry.
What's a non-traditional relationship value that matters to you?
Non-traditional? Child, I don't know.
Okay, skip.
Yeah, skip. Right.
What's a fear about relationships you're slowly overcoming?
I think honestly, it's that sometimes it's that while I say I want people to really respect the depth, it's like actually when that does happen, being like present and like fully present in that. Sometimes I think when I'm in a relationship, I don't feel as quote unquote free, and so if I don't feel as free, that sometimes starts to be a little bit problematic. And so I think that that's something that I'm kind of overcoming. So that's where the intimacy that I was talking about earlier that kind of comes in. Like sometimes if it feels too close, I start to feel a little bit stifled sometimes. And I think that's where that comes to play.
Did you realize this before or after you told him that you loved him?
This wasn't with
after 4
him,
weeks?
so it was over time. So you're going back to that one moment.
Well, no, not him.
I think you're going back to that one moment.
Generally speaking.
Oh.
Okay.
In a general sense.
What's something about your dynamic that both thrills you and frightens you?
About my dynamic? Just as a person, I think it's like the capacity that I have. I think it's just like I have like I told you, I can be very intense. So I think like that sometimes can be thrilling and sometimes a little scary if I don't reel it in. How many questions do we have?
I'm asking the questions here. What's a relationship rule that you think is totally outdated, and explain? Monogamy?
Honestly?
Everybody want to be poly.
Monogamy. Honestly, monogamy.
Everybody want to be open.
Let's talk
Everybody
about
want
it.
to
Yeah.
be poly.
Let's talk about it. Monogamy.
Everybody want to be sister
thank you
wives.
so much. Right.
And sister this and sister. You ain't my sister.
But we gotta talk. Okay, Kory. Okay, Kory. We gotta talk about this because I
Listen.
think this is something we actually need. This is a discussion. So, in terms of the monogamy versus the non-monogamy picture, I think sometimes when you look at monogamy, and we talked about earlier, niggas ain't got it. So, like, if you locking in with a nigga who ain't got it, that could be scary.
I think people have it. I think almost I'm like.
Have you met it?
I'm willing.
Have you met it?
I have been. This is not about me. I think people have it. What I don't think people have is discipline.
The discipline part, yeah, I see what you're saying.
I think you could be attracted to however many people you want to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's when you act on it, is when you step outside of that line of discipline. So if you don't have that, then you just trash.
Okay.
Last question. What old wounds, if any, did I reopen for you today?
Oh wow. Definitely around
Not definitely.
Definitely around.
Did I re-traumatize you?
Okay. The infidelity piece and kind of those past, bringing that back up. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. Like that was something that I had to integrate.
Okay. Well, I apologize.
Do you?
You good?
Do you apologize?
Are you good?
I accept your apology.
Because
Thank you.
I'm great.
I'm fantastic, actually. I'm very good.
Great.
Very good.
Dominick, I want to thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thank you so much.
As always, it's been a pleasure. You have to this is your second. You were in season 1, right?
Yes. Yeah.
The podcast that was on Spotify. Apple, Spotify, YouTube,
All of it.
Podvine, anywhere you get your podcast. You want to plug yourself before we leave?
Sure.
Your social medias?
Yes. So you can find me on Instagram with Dr. DomBomb 11. That's DrDombomb 11. On TikTok, I am Dr. DomBomb Says, and my website is www.drdombomb.com. So check out all those to kind of see what's going on in the wellness space, all the things I talk about as far as content and education, and also conversations like this too.
Yes, y'all go check him out.
Yeah.
And for me, GAYTED Community, you can check me out on Instagram at, what is it? Bitch.
You got it.
It's the GAYTED Community.
At the GAYTED Community.
The GAYTED Community.
Yeah.
On TikTok at the GAYTED Community. No, I think on Instagram it's GAYTED. On TikTok is the GAYTED Community. On Instagram, also my personal account is Kory, KORY.KP. And on Twitter, I am at RatedGated. Am I on anything else?
I'm not sure. Threads? You know, Threads? No, you know, Thread too much? Right.
Yeah, I think that's it. Listen, I hope you guys have learned something here today from our conversation. I will have more conversations coming soon. I hear you. I have heard you loud and clear when you say that you want to see me in front of the camera instead of just behind the microphone. I am doing my best to do that. This has been a fucking lot.
I'm enjoying it though.
I
think it was
don't
good.
understand how niggas be having full-time jobs and like doing like full-on productions.
Well, here we are. Me.
Producing, writing, composing. I'm Tyler
Look at
Perry.
you doing it. And look at you
Bitch,
doing it.
I'm Tyler Perry.
But look at you doing it.
But not Tyler
Medea.
Perry.
Look at you doing it, Medea.
I'm Medea, bitch. I will see y'all next time. Yeah, I'll see y'all later.
It's called a gated community.
I'm in a gated community. All the gays are
You
locked.
live in a gated community.
The girls act like you can't get in a gated community. Girl, I've been in so many gated communities.
If you don't live there and you talking about you pulling up to a bitch house, that's trespassing. Especially when it's a gated community.
African people are not pro-homosexual.
Who is having that conversation?